Prolific, promenade, Prometheus. Daringly original. Well, yes. You see, a few years ago, all the European car manufacturers got together and faced some facts. If you put every single car in Europe nose to tail, you would have a snake 500,000 miles long. In Britain alone, the jam would stretch for 57,000 miles. Every 2 seconds, another car rolls off a European production line somewhere. Now, this can't go on. Something has to be done. But what?
Production capacity downsizing. What, make less cars? Oh, do be serious. Increase public transport access. Get the bus. Well-meaning but naive. Expand road network infrastructure. Yeah, turn Britain into a car park.
No. What they did was come up with the Prometheus project. Now, I know it sounds like a bad Michael Caine film, but what it is a project designed to do something, anything, to reduce congestion and improve road safety.
Saab and Volvo joined forces to tackle the problem of driving in the dark. In the winter, remember, they get rather a lot of dark. What they came up with was ultraviolet headlamps, which work in conjunction with normal headlamps, and don't worry, they can't give you skin cancer. Now, a standard dipped beam is really pretty poor at identifying a hazard until you're practically on top of it. With the ultraviolet lights on as well, you don't dazzle anyone, and your visibility is increased enormously, providing people are good enough to wear UV reflective clothing like denim. UV lamps will soon go into production on mainstream cars. One aspect then of Prometheus having an effect. It goes a lot further than that.
Prometheus looks forward to a day when you get into your car in the morning, tell it where you want to go, and it decides whether it's best for the job or maybe public transport. If it decides on, say, the train, it'll book you into a train station car park, advise you of the facts with a head-up display on the windscreen, and take you there on the least congested route. The trouble is, that requires an enormous amount of technology, and where on earth is it all going to go?
I mean, you need your air vents, you need your switches, you need all your dials, or you'd be forever running out of petrol. And while a heater and a cassette and CD combo are luxuries, you wouldn't want to be without them, now would you?
Something has to give. Now, call me old-fashioned, call me an old stick in the mud, but I'd have bet £3 or £4 that the absolute last thing they'd get rid of was the steering wheel. But that is exactly what Saab has thrown in the dustbin. Now, they've used their jet fighter technology and replaced it with a drive-by-wire joystick, which they say will ensure the car behaves in the way the driver has commanded.
Not with this driver on board, it doesn't.
Oh no, somebody's put cones out. We're going to have to do a slalom. In actual fact, the more you drive this, the easier it becomes. The temptation is to just stare at the end of the bonnet in wonderment that you can actually have any directional control at all. Don't really look at the camera, so I guess the one good thing is that if you crashed, and I very probably would if I went much further or faster with this, there's no steering wheel to rearrange your rib cage. The other thing of note is your left hand does feel appallingly spare part-ish. Anything it's got to do is fiddle around with the indicator switch here and the wipers.
Frankly, the chances of this catching on are zero. It is literally a case of reinventing the wheel. And it doesn't work.
Jeremy's probably right. Technology like that probably won't make it into mainstream production. But if you're like me, it's great news. I have muscular dystrophy, which means I'm too weak to operate any of the adaptations commonly used by disabled drivers. So though I've got this great vehicle, I'm still reliant on other people to drive me around. This vehicle, however, has been adapted using the Swedish technology, which allows me to experience the sensation of driving for the very first time. This joystick is virtually the same as the one that controls my electric wheelchair, but the performance is somewhat better. But basically it's forwards for brake, back for acceleration, left and right for steering. Simple. Of course, as a learner driver, I had to be accompanied by an expert on a private test track, just in case I got carried away with the power. It was a very strange sensation to begin with, but after almost no time at all, I was, well, driving. No other way to describe it. That was great. I really enjoyed the feeling of being in control. This system could be fitted to my own vehicle, but at over £18,000, it's certainly out of my pocket, and that of many other people it could benefit. But while I've got it, I'm going to enjoy it.